I am going to break down for you all of the essential and the optional costs in starting a bookkeeping business. And I'm here to tell you, in most cases, you can start a bookkeeping business for a couple $100s. I live in Oregon, and the two essential things I need are an LLC and a business license for my city. The LLC costs $100 and the business license costs $50, so I could start a business today for $150. This is 100% why I started a bookkeeping business about 9 years ago, because of low startup costs. Right now you can start out charging your clients an hourly rate of about $50 an hour as a bookkeeper, so you can see you can earn back those startup costs super fast. My name's Morgan from FinePoints.biz. I love helping out bookkeepers. Definitely subscribe to my channel if this interests you. I have a free checklist and a free masterclass that you might want to check out as well. All right, so I already mentioned the top 2 things as the most essential things on the list. In order to start a business, you actually have to become a legal entity. You can research the different type of business structures if you want, but I started an LLC when I started my business. So starting an LLC is going to vary a lot by state. Most states charge around $100 for this. And I think Maine is the most expensive one that charges $500, so sorry if you live in Maine, and some states just charge about $50. So you can figure this out with a simple Google search. And then you want to check your local area for what the rules are where you live. So there might be a state license or fees, there might be something in your county or in your city. So for me, it's just my city that I need to pay $50 a year. So the range I kind of found for this is about $50 to $300. So in my opinion, those are the absolute necessities that you definitely need to call yourself a bookkeeping business. And that checklist that I mentioned earlier goes into detail a little bit more about these things. You can find that linked in my description box. All right, now on to some additional things that you might want to get when you're starting out. All right, the first thing I'm going to talk about is QuickBooks. So I recommend using QuickBooks Online Accountant version, and this is free for you as a bookkeeper. And then as soon as you start getting clients, either you or your client is going to need to pay a monthly fee. So if you are trying to do this as cheap as possible, I just put $0 down for QuickBooks because you can definitely pass that subscription fee onto your clients. All right, and just a little blast from the past. One of my really old videos told exactly how many dollars I spent when I started my bookkeeping business 9 years ago. And my grand total was $419. A lot of my expense was buying the program QuickBooks. I bought the QuickBooks desktop version at that time. And then I also took a QuickBooks class at my local community college for $99. And then the state licensing was similar prices to what it is now. And then there were some marketing costs. But really kind of my point is that I paid $150 for QuickBooks that you probably don't have to pay anymore if you're using QuickBooks Online. And then I want to talk to you about training, because that's a big one. So training can vary a whole lot depending on what you're looking for. Like I said, I took that $99 class, and then I did a lot of self-teaching. I used some free resources, I watched some YouTube videos, and I did a lot of on-the-job learning. So if you want to go the more DIY approach like that, it's definitely possible. If you're really trying to not spend very much money, I totally understand that. And I have a video all about QuickBooks free Pro Advisor certification. You'll definitely want to check that out. The thumbnail looks like this. And there also might be some of you that are ready to invest in a more comprehensive training program. That can be a huge benefit in the long run. My favorite one that I love to talk about is Bookkeeper Launch. That'll be linked in the description. And I do have a video all about 8 different ways to get bookkeeper training, and I'm working on updating that this summer as well. So for the purposes of our spreadsheet today, I put either $0 to about $3,000. And if you think about it, $3,000 is a lot, but if you're talking about like compared to like a college degree or something, it's really not that bad. And again, with a profitable bookkeeping business that's set up for success, you can earn back that money pretty quick. All right, and then I'm kind of already assuming you have a computer, but if you don't, you could probably get one for about $200. I have a video here that talks about which computer I recommend. If you're just getting started, use whatever computer you have. Don't spend a lot of money on buying something special. All right, and then we have a website. I do recommend creating a website. I wouldn't make this your #1 priority, but I think it does make you seem more professional if you have a website. And again, there can be a huge range of website prices, and the cost of all of these things I'm talking about is going to change over time. So let me know in the description box if you're seeing other prices when you're watching this. So when I started my business, I used Wix. I just quickly went to their website. This is their price list in the middle of 2022. And then now I use Squarespace. This is their price list in the middle of 2022. So on my spreadsheet here, I put $22 a month for a website. And that does include the domain name. I bet if you're crafty, you can probably make a website even cheaper than $22 a month if you just buy the domain name and then create it on some other free site. Let me know in the comments if you have any ideas for that. All right, and then I put office supplies on here. You really don't need that many office supplies at all. Really, as a bookkeeper, you just need a computer. But I put $20 to get started. Maybe you want to get like some pens and paper. I don't know if you already have a printer, but you don't really need it as a bookkeeper. Really, 99% of the work is just working on a computer. Eventually, you might want to invest in some like better technology or like a dual monitor system, bigger monitors, keyboards, like stuff to make your office more comfortable. But again, if you're just starting out, not essential. All right, and then we come to insurance, no one's favorite topic, but it is best practice that you get business insurance, E&O, which is errors on emissions insurance. I do have a video that talked about it. I just renewed mine, so it talks all about the cost and the process that I went through to renew that. So as with all of these things, there is a range. I put $30 to $70 a month for insurance. You can kind of use your own judgment and risk tolerance to see if you are the type of person who wants to skimp on insurance to start out with and then maybe get it once you start earning money. A lot of my clients starting out were like friends, people I knew, not the biggest businesses, so I wasn't super stressed about insurance right at the beginning, but best practice, like I said, get insurance as soon as you can. All right, and then I was just trying to think of any other expenses. The only other things I thought about were maybe like third-party apps that help you run your business. So some people pay for like workflow apps or bill pay apps. I like LastPass. This is a screenshot of their pricing at this moment. You might also need to look into encryption and things to keep your computer safe, maybe a VPN if you're working in other places. That's like a little, I don't even understand what it is. It's some kind of like portal that you plug in and it makes your computer safe so other people can't access your network, I think. And again, these aren't essential just starting out. So some of this, as you grow, you can invest more and more in your business. And then for a business bank account, I said $0. I think you can pretty much always find something that doesn't have fees to start with. Yes, you probably have to put some cash in to open the bank account, but I don't really see that as an expense, more of like equity in your business, and you can pull that out later if you want to repay yourself for that. I'm actually super curious. Let me know in the comments if you have a bookkeeping business, how much it costs for you to start it. So for me, it was $419. I think the cheapest you can do is $150, living in Oregon at least. But there are a lot of different choices you can make depending on what your priorities are. All right, if you made it all the way to the end, why don't you hit the subscribe button so you get a new video from me each week? A thumbs up really does help me out a lot, and I really appreciate if you can give this video a thumbs up. All right, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today, and I will talk to you next week. Bye.